Hi students, this lesson is for second year back, unit number 9, sustainable development, grammar lesson, models in present. In fact, this lesson titled models in present and models in the past, but I divided into two parts. This part will include models in present only. So let's start. The first question is, what are models? What meant by models? They are words. Models are words such as must, have to, can, could, might, well, would, should, and so on and so forth. So they can take affirmative form or negative form. Great. Now, what should we know about models? First, they don't take final S. Models don't take final S. This means that they are not conjugated. We don't conjugate them. For example, we don't say she can speak English. That's wrong. Okay? Instead, we say she can speak English. Remember that models are not verbs. They are not conjugated. So we use them before verbs actually. So, next, models are followed by simple form of the verb. The simple form of the verb is the infinitive without to. So we don't say she can to speak or she can spoke. No. Model plus the base form of the verb. Infinitive without to. Models have got more than one meaning. We're going to come back to this with the examples. In the following examples, we are going to see that each model has more than one meaning. And then models are used to express what we feel it is necessary or possible or advisable or forbidden and so on and so forth. Great, so now let's get to the examples. The first one is must and have to. These two models are used to express obligation. What do we mean by obligation? We say that something is obligation if it is very, very necessary, if it's very obligatory. For example, the driver must stop when the red traffic light is on. Look at the picture. The red traffic light is on, and this is the driver. So, if the red traffic light is on, the driver must stop. It's very, very necessary for the driver to stop. It's obligatory for the driver to stop if the red traffic light is on. The other example is, I have to fasten my seat belt for my safety. Look at the picture again. So, the man is fastening his seat belt for the security, for the safety. So he says, I have to fasten my seat belt. It's very necessary, it's very obligatory to fasten my seat belt for my security. That's very necessary for my security. And also, if the police stops me and I am not fastening the seat belt, I should be fined. So I have to encounter problems. Next, must for certainty. Okay, certainty means the state of being sure. I am certain, I am sure. For example, every day Khalid comes with new car to work. He must be very rich. So he must be very rich. What does it mean? It means that I am sure Khalid is very rich. So, for example, I work in a company and Khalid works with me there, but I don't know him very much. So I see that every day he brings new car. So automatically I say Khalid must be very rich because he has got a lot of cars. Second example, I called Samir long time before now. He told me he was coming, but he hasn't arrived. He must be lost. For example, I have a party and I invite some guests, some friends. But they are there, they are at home now, and they ask me about Samir. Where is Samir? Is Samir not coming? So I say, no. I have just called him. He said he was coming. So I am sure he is lost. Next, must for prohibition. Sorry, mustn't to express prohibition. What does this mean? Let's have a look at the example. Drivers mustn't talk on their phone while driving. Let's have a look at the example. So, if you are driving a car, are you allowed to use your phone, to talk on the phone? No, you are not allowed. You mustn't use your phone if you are driving a car. So this means that you are prohibited to use your phone. It's forbidden to use your phone. So mustn't is used to say that something is forbidden, is prohibited by the law. The other example, you mustn't swim here, it's dangerous. Look at this sign. So for example, somebody wants to swim somewhere where there is this sign, and you told him, oh, can't you see the sign? This sign says you mustn't swim here. You are not allowed to swim here. It's forbidden to swim here because it's a very dangerous place. Next, don't have to or don't need to. These two models are used to express lack of necessity. We use this expression to say that something is not necessary. For example, you don't have to write this lesson. I will give you worksheet by the end. So you don't have to write this means it's not necessary to write this lesson because I will give you copies when you finish. Next, you don't need to have a visa to visit Turkey. Your passport is enough. For Moroccans, they don't need to have a visa if they want to visit Turkey. It's not necessary for them to have a visa because their passport is enough. When they go to Turkey, they don't ask them for visa. They just ask for passport. So you say, you don't need to have a visa to visit Turkey. Your passport is enough. Next, can, we use it for ability. Ability means something you can do, something you are able to do. So you can say, I can do something or I am able to do something. For example, you can say, Omar can drive a car. Yesterday, I saw him driving his father's car. Yesterday, I saw him driving his father's car, so now I can say, Omar is able to drive a car. Omar can drive a car. He has got the ability to drive a car. Next, can is used for permission, either asking for permission or giving permission. For example, can say, you can use my phone if you want. So, I give you the permission to use my phone if you want. It's okay. It's all right to use my phone if you want. You are permitted to use my phone if you want. We can also use it for when you would like to ask a permission. So you can say, can I open the door? Can I leave 1 hour before the time? Etc. Next. Can, may, and might are used to express possibility. For example, Omar is absent today. He can be sick. Maybe he is sick. Perhaps he is sick. This is just possibility. So he can be sick, or Omar is absent today. He may be sick. Or Omar is absent today, he might be sick. So these are possibilities because I am not sure. Maybe he is sick, maybe he overslept, maybe he doesn't want to come, maybe his parent needs him for something, maybe he has got other reasons. So these are just possibilities. So when you say may, might, can, you are expressing that something is possible. Next, can is used for impossibility, so we're going to use it here. Can't, sorry. Can't is used for to express impossibility, when you are almost sure that something was or is impossible to happen. For example, the story she makes up can't be true. The story she makes up can't be true. So this story is impossible. We can't believe it. Okay? Next, should, had, better, ought to are used to express advice. When you'd like to provide piece of advice to somebody, so you can use these models. So you can say, for example, you should practice sport if you want to lose weight. You had better practice sport if you want to lose weight. Or you ought to practice sport if you want to lose weight. Great. So now the form of models in the present is subject plus model plus verb in a simple form. Let's do some exercises. The first one, match each sentence with its function. So we have examples or sentences in functions. The first one, you mustn't park your car here. This is a private park. So what do you think? Great. Prohibition, you mustn't. We can see the sea from our hotel. Do you think? Great. Ability. We can see. Ability. This restaurant must be very good. It's always full of people. Great. Certainty. This restaurant must be very good. It's always full of people. And the manager might be at his office now. Great possibility. Next, fill in the gaps with can, must, mustn't, or should. Silence. You talk in a library. Great. You mustn't talk in a library. It's forbidden to talk in a library. You are not allowed to talk in a library, as you have to disturb others. You have a visa and passport in order to travel to Europe. Traveling to Europe, you must. It's very necessary to have a visa if you want to travel to Europe. You always avoid going with bad boys. It's advisable to keep away from them. Good. You should avoid going with the bad boys. I advise you to keep away from them. It's advisable to keep away from them. Omar is 16 years old. He can travel alone. He can travel alone because he is 16 years old.